So this is just my last quick video. It's only going to be about a minute, and I'm just going to show you what my course looks like online since it's in a hybrid. Every week it tells them exactly what to do here, along with basically if they need to do the chapter videos and notes and the due date. And so I have this for every single week. It basically has this along with what's on their syllabus. Now you can go to the content here, and I will show you what a general, basically what it looks like in terms of a student when you go in here. You're going to see up here is basically intro to course, and I put very explicit notes on how to start, put a welcome video, syllabus video that went over the syllabus, how to register, and a little assignment that gives them some bonus on how to use the online program that we're using, and a walkthrough of the course. And basically, they can make these little videos that's going to talk about essentially who they are. This is mine to give them an example of how it works. It has music, it has pictures in there so that they can see, and they basically can go in there and they're supposed to upload one of those. It's a couple minutes long, and they go back and forth and talk and comment on 3 of their other classmates. And so I do that. Essentially, I have a little study playground that gives them student success videos, worksheets. The worksheets will tell them kind of like what kind of learner they are, what kind of environment do they study. It'll talk all about how to study, what techniques. There's a tutoring link here. There's a study area in here that goes to activities like, I can go in there really quick so that you can see it. Art labeling activities, practice quizzes, animation, interactive physiology, so that they can kind of get an idea where these this area is, because sometimes they don't always see that. Within that same area, they have a coffee shop. It's a discussion forum for them to talk back and forth. It gives them the testing information. And what I really like is this area that gets them to Ricochet Science, which basically tells them about what is going on new in the realm of science, or in just general media. Now, what does a lesson look like? Well, let me show you one. Let's go to, basically, if you look lessons for exam 1, you can click in there and you'll see for each lesson, it kind of goes into and has basically helpful links, the PowerPoint assignments, and then I've tried this new thing that I'm doing for extra credit right now that I'm going to roll out when this becomes a basic class. And this is a way for them to interact and be involved. So let me actually show what this looks like. So if I go into Blood, they have all these videos I found on the internet for them to basically work with and to help them. It's outside of me. Sometimes it takes somebody different talking to help you. I've made the PowerPoint, that's my own, that they print out. And then they watch essentially videos. And the videos will be kind of like if they were in the class actually getting a lecture, and they get credit for these. I've made them or imported them through TechSmith Relay, and so they can watch these, get credit for it, and then what they're going to do is they're going to take the notes that they have made and they'll upload them, and I'll look through them and give them grade and credit. And then they have homework assignments that they go through their mastering, and they have these are extra credit. They're adaptive follow-ups. So if they get anything wrong in here, they're going to ask them extra questions here. So that's what a normal, basically assignment database looks like for them. Now in this, throughout this, I have a couple examples on here that show. So what this is a case study. And so it gives it something practical, something that they can take outside or look at. A lot of these are pre-nursing majors, so they are going to kind of get them to start looking at, if you're a nurse, what are the things that you're going to look at. And so they're going to print this out and they're going to complete it. For instance, this is a Black and Blue with Love, a case study in blood clotting, and it's about this little boy named Tristan that comes to the ER and he is all bruised. So there's discussions on what can cause the bruising, right? And there's could be child abuse, and there are other types of disorders that can be associated with bruising. As you can see in here, it also does comprehensive blood panels. So it's going to give them basically measurements so that they can start doing a practical approach to what they could possibly see if they go out and get a nursing job. And there's questions associated with those. And it starts looking at and relating to pathways or blood clotting pathways. And so they can learn a little bit about this, and then it goes into some genetics. And so they do that on their own. And then the part that is kind of cool is then they go and they're supposed to basically turn this in and they make videos. And so they do video conferencing software. I'm trying to figure out a way to make it so that there's group work, since the state requires that science classes show that they have group work. And so these are great because essentially you can see students talking to each other. And so they do the case studies on their own, and then they talk about what the answers to their case studies are. Everybody completes and submits their case study here so that you don't have one person doing all the work while everybody else looks. And I just randomly pick one of them out of the group, since it is a group assignment, to essentially grade. And then they have a quiz that goes with it as well. And so this is where they'll get all the answers due to their case study. And then, as you can see in some sections, I have kind of additional things. Like, for instance, there's all these blood typing games that go on there. And basically, this one is no longer available. Look at that. It was at the beginning of the semester. Let's try this one. So yeah, and so you'll start getting these kind of groups and these kind of fun things that you can learn about. And they have here where they're talking about different types of blood groups, and you can start doing things on pairing and figuring out, like, if I have this one and this one, what are your offspring? So they can use this to kind of get an idea how to work things. And then this is kind of a little game that's talking about diffusion and helping and playing the blood typing game. So I try to put all those together and kind of helps them. And the last is their exam, which they can go either on in the testing center or not. Thank you.